What's up guys, Africa James coming to you from the bush. I'm out here trekking with my dogs. I come out here about once a week and spend time with them, trek through the bush here. They love it out here. So I wanted to give you guys some advice if you're gonna get involved with an African person. So this advice is gonna be for men and women, Western men and women. If you are thinking of getting involved with an African woman or man, this is just some observations I have, and this comes from experience living here in Africa for the past 5 years. I've had like 2 short-term relationships, and I can't say that I fully loved those girls that I was with. Those relationships were each about 3 months. And then I had a really long relationship, about almost 4 years, with a very sweet girl. And in that relationship I did feel true and genuine love. And I'm glad I had that experience. So there's a lot to cover here, and I'm just doing this off the cuff, so I'll probably think of some more things after I shoot this video. But let me tell you some of my thoughts just as they come to mind. So first of all, my advice is, if you're online, and this is whether you're a man or a woman, if you're online trying to meet an African woman or an African man, I would say you're wasting your time. There might be some very few exceptions, but if we're talking about African women, trust me, if she's talking to you, dude, she's talking to other guys too, other guys in Europe, America, Australia, wherever. And she's vetting to see which guy is going to give her the best opportunity, which guy is going to get the most emotionally invested online without having met her. And that's it. And she's going to choose the guy that is going to give her the most time online. And you don't know what she's doing over here in Africa. You don't know what she's doing. I hate to tell this story, but it's kind of the reality. So there's a girl in my village, very attractive. She's about 30 years old, and she has a fiance in Germany, and he's gonna come here, I think, in the next couple months. He's already processing her visa to come over to Germany, and they're gonna get married. They talk every day on the phone. You know, they do the video calls, voice calls. And I'm clapping those cheeks so hard, bro. Like, if you just knew what your fiance was doing with me. If you just, and this is so bad, but if you just knew the slut she is being while she's professing her love to you and looking forward to a life with you and to be your loyal wife. And I kind of don't doubt that once you guys are together, I don't doubt that she's going to be loyal to you. I think she will be a good wife, actually, once you're together. But that's what's going on. And you know, I just met this girl. I was walking home one night down one of these dark dirt roads. I saw that amazing booty, and I just chatted her up, and we ended up we ended up kind of moving out of the footpath, and we made out for a little bit. And yeah, it was like the next time we met, we hooked up. So I mean, I wouldn't get involved with any girl, any African girl online or guy. And maybe this isn't fair to just talk about Africans this way. This could probably apply to anybody you're meeting online who lives overseas. I mean, right off the bat, if you're meeting an African person online, if they ask you for any money, I don't care how small it is, like they're out. They've got to be out. You've got to just get rid of them. And what Africans do, this is what I've experienced here in Africa, they're very crafty. And what they do is they groom you. They try to groom you into a relationship. And it happens very slowly, but they try to groom you into a relationship where you're giving them money. And that's their goal, that's their aim, that's what they're trying to get. And it starts with very small, innocent requests. It'll just, just like a groomer, It'll just start with, hey, I just, can you just buy me a drink? It's, like 50 cents. And you're thinking, oh, yeah. No big deal, 50 cents, that's nothing to me. And that's how it starts. That's how that relationship starts, that one-sided relationship where you're there to give them money. And it builds and builds. And see, the strategy is they know that once they've gotten a small concession out of you, they can do it again. And not only can they do it again, but then they can start making the requests for money bigger and bigger. So it'll start with just a simple thing, something small. That they might do that a few times. And once they see that you're giving them money, then comes the stories about how there's a sick relative. Mom is sick. She's going blind. If we don't get her medical treatment, she's going to lose her vision, and we don't have any money. And you start, the thing is, you get emotionally invested, and you want to help, and you think, oh, this poor African family, oh, they're suffering, they don't have any money, and I do, and I can help, and I can prevent mom from going blind, and yeah, $200 is not a lot for me, so yeah, I'm going to send her $200. And it just, once you're on the hook, man, you're on the hook, and you're going down a path that doesn't lead to anything good, my friend. So I don't recommend meeting women online. Looks like I got to get past some big angry cows here. How are we gonna do this? I gotta walk past these big angry cows. This guy's protecting his flock. Good for him. Oh, he's coming. All right, I don't want this big bull to come after me. Don't push it, storage. Okay. Let's go. Cha. So the only exception I would make to meeting a girl online is if she says she's a virgin. She's young. She doesn't necessarily have to be young. She can be, any age in her 20s, I guess. And she tells you she's a virgin, and you can sense that's true. And you can usually sense that it's true by the way she talks and interacts with you. I wouldn't ask her though, because she can easily lie to you, right? Tell you what you want to hear. It has to come from her. And they're very hard to find. You won't find a lot of them. But these girls are going to be innocent, give you something close to what you perceive as true love. They're going to give you all themselves, their heart. And that's the only exception I'm making on that rule for meeting African women online. For you women out there who are trying to meet African men online, just don't do it. So that leads to my next piece of advice, which is come to Africa. Okay, look, let's say that you've gone down that rabbit hole of meeting somebody online. Come to Africa. And I see a lot of women, Western women, get wrapped up in African men, and they start sending them money, and you know, check out these videos about these Western women that go to the Gambia to meet young, muscular African men. And these women end up sending them money and supporting them. And yeah, there's these videos on YouTube. Check those out. But don't do any of that. This is advice for Western women. Don't do any of that. Come and meet the guy. A lot of these women who meet these men in Gambia, they meet them in person after traveling to Gambia. Then they go home and they start supporting them, sending them money. My advice is stay in Gambia for a year and live with that motherfucker. Live with him. And you're gonna see him squirm. You're gonna see him squirm. You're gonna see him going out with his guy friends. You're gonna find out he has side pieces. You're gonna find out he has children with other women. You're gonna see that he's polygamous. I mean, I hope you don't see that. I really hope you meet a good person, but you know, I've been here for 5 years, guys. I mean, you know, men submit to their nature here in Africa. And yes, I know us Western men are monogamous, but you know, by nature we're not monogamous. But you know, there's a little, in my opinion, maybe this is biased, but I do feel like Western men are a little more honest, at least. Not always, you know, I know men cheat and all that, and women cheat too, but at least Western men feel some guilt about cheating. Men here don't feel guilt. They don't even feel guilt. They go do their thing. They have their secret wife, their secret family, their secret girlfriends, other children with other women. No guilt at all. So that's a little bit of some of the cultural differences. Now, your other option, instead of meeting women or men online, African women and men online, is to come to Africa and meet somebody in person, which is a little bit better. That's a little bit better. I got to figure out how to get through this mud quagmire. I think I'm going to have to walk through the forest here. Okay, so I would say come to Africa. I would say spend at least a year just dating. Don't get into a relationship. Learn the culture. Understand how these people think. I did meet a girl 7 months after coming to Uganda. I met her online, but I was able to meet her soon after we met online, and she became my girlfriend of 4 years. And you know, in the beginning I didn't give her any money. So that's okay. So let's say you come to Africa, you meet somebody that you feel like you connect with. That's number one. Don't give them any money, and see how they react to that. Say no, I'm not going to help you with your transportation, even though it's only $2 or $3. I'm not going to pay for the date. We can go Dutch. Right there, you've crossed off 97% of African men and women. You know, like 97% are not gonna. Once you tell them you're not gonna give them any money for their transportation, okay, you might get 50%. That'll agree to that. But once you say, oh yeah, if we go to a restaurant, go on a date, we're gonna go Dutch, you know, pay 50-50. Boom, you've eliminated like 97% of your potential your dating market right there. So that's what I did. And my girlfriend was a virgin. Very sweet, very innocent. I could just see some pureness in her heart. God, guys, isn't it beautiful out here? I could see some pureness in her heart, and that's what I fell in love with. That purity, that goodness. And it was in stark contrast to all the other women I had dated. I knew that when I met my girlfriend, I had met somebody unique, special. You know, I got used a lot. I got used a lot for sex, for money, or they thought they were going to get money. So that's it. I would just recommend coming here. And, you know, whether you're a woman or a man coming from the West to Africa, don't give them any money. And see if they stick around. See if they still have the motivation to know you. Most won't. Once you're not giving them anything, most will not have the motivation to want to stick around. So you know that those ones that do stick around are special. Now, my girlfriend, she moved in with me, and this is about 7 months after I came to Africa. I was still learning how the world works here, and I did pay all of the rent, all of the bills. I bought all the food. I paid for everything. But she took care of everything, like cleaning, buying the food, cooking, keeping me safe, you know, from people getting jealous. There's a lot of like inner turmoil, and when people see that you have something better than them, they get jealous, they plan attacks on you, they start vicious rumors. It's really crazy out here. She kept me out of a lot of trouble. So it was worth it for me to pay everything, and it wasn't a lot, you know. I had a big house, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a guest house. That rent was like $140 a month for that. So, and that, you know, I could also see that her heart was in it for love. I didn't feel like she was using me. And she also worked. And when she could, she would contribute. And I had to keep in mind that her scale of like how much money she could make, her potential, which is not a lot here in Uganda. You know, if people can make $2 a day, they're doing good. You know, on a good day, she might make $5 USD, or $8 USD would be a good day for her. And a really stellar day for her would be $30. And that's staying in her shop the whole day, you know, 12 hours. But she rarely had days where she would make even $30. It would be more like, a good day might be like $10, something like that. That's working all day. So keeping that in mind, I was okay with her just contributing when she could. You know, sometimes she might buy us fish for a Sunday dinner, and that's all she could contribute, but it was, you know, a large percentage of her week's earnings, perhaps. So anyways, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this chat and this walk through this beautiful part of the bush that I'm trekking through with my dogs. We're coming up on evening here, and we've been out for about 2 hours, so I'm going to head back to the caretaker's place and get the dogs settled in. Yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any experience dating with Africans online or in person, I'd love to hear your experience and your story. Yeah, there's always a lot of drama involved. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Peace out, and we'll see you in the next one.